Nope. Meanwhile, when she married that billionaire, all of that was going on when Diddy was harassing her.
Oh.
Because he's been harassing her for years.
Man, they don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't gonna stop. We gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You're gonna hear about my party. They're gonna be shutting them down. They're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time.
Fortunately for Janet Jackson, her name and Diddy are rarely spoken together in conversation. For the majority of her career, she has also been rather quiet about everything, even who she associates within the business. However, people have been paying closer attention to her ever since she surreptitiously removed all of the photos of her and Diddy from her Instagram. Like, Miss Jackson, what's going on? Are we attempting to conceal anything? Well, and was the relationship more than just a professional one? Now, Janet's ex-boyfriend Q-Tip is speaking up to stop the conversation. And his remarks were, quite forceful. Given the rumors about Diddy's involvement in her brother Michael's death and the potential harm he could have done to her own career, Janet had every right to be afraid of him.
And I also know that Janet came up in a time where she was trying to find her own independence and trying to find her own voice. And she wasn't gonna let her daddy do to her what he did to her brother Michael.
Alright, as I mentioned before, Janet Jackson is known for her tendency to keep quiet. From being a legend in her own right to coming from a famous family with well-known siblings, Janet has always kept a low profile when it comes to her personal life and the people she hangs out with. However, with Diddy's trial already underway and other witnesses scheduled to testify, Janet's choice to magically remove him from her Instagram as if he had never existed caused a stir online. People are now investigating her relationship with the diddler in further detail. People are discovering that there was a closer bond between Diddy and Janet than previously believed. Did anyone realize that Diddy was a performer at the Janet Jackson Super Bowl as well? Diddy was actually there with them, but it's difficult to recall because of the notorious wardrobe malfunction, which very much overshadowed everything else. Then, admirers discovered that Diddy had remixed Janet's 2001 song Son of a Gun. I bet you think this song is about you. Furthermore, Diddy was connected to one of Janet's projects more than once. Eager admirers who managed to obtain her album Off For You were talking for days after they found a note from Janet in the liner notes that read, "Puffy, I love you. You are missed. I will always have a place in my heart for you." As in, what's going on? When you saw something similar in an album, what would be your first thought? Because, in 2001, how many people did we know by the name of Puffy? However, Janet quickly put an end to the allegations and stated unequivocally that she was not into Puff Daddy at the time, now, or in the future. She also maintained that she was talking about her recently departed pet dog. Janet continued, "He has invited me to his place in the Hamptons a couple of times, but I've never gone because he's invited me for the weekend, in case someone wasn't interested in what she was offering. I had no interest in such a close professional relationship. That's how we should phrase it." Janet stated that she was not yet interested in learning more about him. When they ran into each other at the 2022 BBMAs, they did appear rather close. Diddy claimed that he had always admired her and wasn't attempting to yell at her or anything, but Janet also didn't appear to be making an effort to keep her distance from him. Just days before Cassie's dramatic lawsuit, Janet Jackson and Naomi Campbell were present at his 54th birthday party in London, where he was having a good time. Janet promptly removed all, or at least most of, the photos she had taken with Diddy from her social media accounts once the lawsuit was dismissed, but this just served to heighten suspicions. Like Weinstein and R. Kelly, Diddy was essentially a well-known or, at the very least, strongly suspected abuser in the industry. However, the fact that she was separating from him as soon as the lawsuit was dismissed essentially proved that Diddy was having problems this time. Furthermore, it didn't help that Janet claimed to be going out with Naomi Campbell. Although Naomi is a legend in the modeling world, some of her closest friends have had dubious backgrounds. This person, after all, frequently claimed that she and Diddy were as close as brothers and sisters. Nevertheless, when that lawsuit was dismissed, she was among the first to attempt to separate herself. Furthermore, the fact that Naomi had already been revealed as Jeffrey Epstein's purported madam or pimp doesn't help. Additionally, flight logs indicate that she visited Epstein Island frequently. Her reputation suffered greatly. It hasn't really recovered since, in fact.
And what he's done is indefensible. And when I heard of what he'd done, it sickened me to my stomach, just like everybody else. Because I've had my fair share of sexual predators. And thank God that I had good people around me that protected me from this. I mean, right now I stand with the victims.
People questioned whether Janet was like Naomi and also functioned as a madam for Diddy after they saw her with both Naomi and Diddy, and how fast she was attempting to conceal their relationship. However, Q-Tip has no intention of allowing any of these stories to continue unchecked. Since they first met on the set of Poetry Justice, he and Janet Jackson have been friends for a very long time. It was for his 54th birthday. She wrote him a thank you note. More than 30 years of companionship. Very special to me. I appreciate you visiting last night. Cheers to your birthday. Shortly after the dissolution of her second marriage to Renee Alzando, Q-Tip also disclosed that they eventually became more than just pals.
We started dating after that and shit. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know, it'd be cool and shit. She'd be making eggs and shit, and I'd be chilling. I'm like, yo, that's Penny to myself. Sorry, Jan. You know, I'm just kidding.
Not Penny. Bonita Applebum.
No, but then we're still friends. Like, I love her to death. You know what I mean? And it's like she's a Jackson. That's like, that's
royalty.
Black royalty, man.
Additionally, they maintained their friendship after their breakup. Additionally, he has always respected and loved her. Upon learning that Janet might have been Diddy's madam, as Naomi was accused of, he became extremely upset. If anything, she has been attempting to avoid him for a long time and has never been in private places with Diddy, such as his hotels or mansions, by herself. In case you forgot, Janet has spent the majority of her career avoiding shady guys who wanted her because of her connections to Michael Jackson and her own worldwide influence. She also stopped Eve from being drugged and R-worded at one of the industry's events.
So I was kind of walking around and putting my drink down, talking to people, coming back, picking my drink up. And then in about an hour, probably an hour after the last time I had picked my drink up, I started feeling crazy and not drunk. I knew immediately something was different. And it was weird because I was there, but I wasn't there. And I started saying, I forget who I was with, but whoever I was with, I kind of tapped them on the shoulder and was like, something is wrong. And they were like, no, you're just drunk. And then I started hysterically crying. And they were like, okay, something's up. And I get put into a room and I'm crying. And I'm like, guys, I'm telling you, something's wrong, something's wrong, something's wrong. And I hear this really soft voice that's like, it's okay, I'll take care of it. And I'm like snot crying, y'all. And I turn around and it's Janet Jackson.
Wow.
And she's like, I got this, don't worry, relax, calm down. And I am so ugly when I snot cry.
According to him, Diddy has been after Janet for a while. Additionally, she could only refuse him so many times before she had to deal with his ego. Additionally, Diddy made multiple attempts to have her on a track with him before they finally collaborated on the remix. Additionally, fans are certain that Janet is unrelated to Diddy. Additionally, others claim that they are merely attempting to involve her in a matter that she has no actual stake in. Thank you, Janet Jackson. I'm so glad she can think for herself. And isn't a member of the Diddy Club. I think I'm going to listen to Janet's music with more than a smile on my face. Knowing that my teen music selection wasn't too horrible gave me peace of mind. She had nothing to do with that. She wasn't involved in it just because she posed for photos with him. He posed for photos with the legendary Prince, but as everyone knows, Prince never showed up at any of his parties. Leave Janet alone, man. She's had enough attention attempting to succeed. And it's already difficult for a woman. Don't disparage her name. However, do you believe that Diddy and Janet Jackson have a deeper relationship? Please share your thoughts in the comments section, and remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. See you in the upcoming video.